You can't say everything in betweebs. Actually, I can, but it wouldn't work well. Geeks and nerds and all the other turds. That's one. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Gonna get him at the circus. Anyway, last time I think you guys solved a mystery or something.
Yeah.
A bunch of hooting and
But
tooting
We
happened
saved
around
it
the big
from
top.
dancing.
Yeah.
And then you learn that something might be up.
Also, hero point.
Let me actually look up so that I can tell you what you should know, because it's only fair that you guys are at least moderately informed as to what the hell's going on.
it's been a while.
Yeah. I'm gonna start taking notes again.
I mean, okay. A couple of things you might want to write down is that you met a lady called Nimia Bramblecloak, the woman with her rats. And let's see. I'll give you what she told you about. She appeared to be a druid with all the spells that she was casting. She said, "Okay, isn't this a pretty sight? I'd hoped to murder more of you while the whole town was watching. That would have frightened them away for good. From here for good. The townspeople would frighten them away from. But a bigger slaughter might be even better. The foolish farmers and poisoners of Aberton will discover your rat-chewed corpses. No one will know what happened, but everyone will whisper that nature is taking its revenge. And it is, through me. I'll wager most of the town will be gone in a week. And the rest will fall easily. Then perhaps the land can heal from the cancer known as Aberton. Effectively, to Druid who has actually taken up that preservation of nature to the next extent. Although it's unclear why she seems to think this, because, most Druids are kind of chill. Things are okay. Towns exist without causing the land to turn to ash and rot. You also found a map that she had, which, had the motions of the Wayward Wonder. So she's clearly been preparing this. This isn't a spur of the moment kind of thing. Gosh. Oh yeah, some circus acts were sabotaged, which might have been Nimia.
He was controlling the rats, and there was
Yeah,
a lot of
given
rat bites.
the nets were chewed by rats, and there were snakes all over the place. So it's likely druid intervention.
Very likely. Which brings us, of course, to you needing to do something about this.
Wowee.
So
It's the next morning. You've had your good night's sleep after everyone finally managed to feel safe enough to do so. After all, it was kind of a big scary time. Everyone got the wiggles.
I assume I'm no longer wounded one.
Nope. After a good night rest, how can you be all that wounded?
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. Okay, the sideshow of everyday marvels. Man, I love some of these pictures. They're so good. See if I can pull it. I really like this thing extracts them for me too. Let's see if I can pull it out for you. Ooh.
Just whip
This
it
is
out.
this is the chapter header.
Ooh,
I gotta say, I dig it.
I like that green-haired.
I think that line is called Leonidas or something, or let's see. What's this goofy ass name? It's Leandrus. Leandrus. There you go.
It's like a
Yeah,
Pokemon
Leonidas
battle.
would probably be Use Fire Fang. It's a broken ability.
Marvelous. Anyway, it's the morning. Professor Zalian Kiosufus. Fuck you, Paizo. Makes their way to you in the morning. As you're all sitting around the fire, the usual pottage getting boiled up. I presume you got first dibs on the meal since you did all the hard work last night.
Yeah.
As he makes his way over, Gosh, I really do like this guy's at once the barker of the sideshow, but also the guy who used to eat. He used to be a fire eater, so his throat's all fucked up. But he's also the guy who does all the barking for the sideshow. Like, come on, man, you push yourself into a corner there. He makes his way over to you yonderly, and pleads, in simplest of terms, that he would like you to do something for him and the rest of the circus.
Oh.
I know that you've been a real class act for most of us, but I think it might be worth taking a look around town a little bit. to find out what's well, just make sure that things are fine and safe. Oh yeah,
I mean,
a few more things that I almost forgot to mention. That map you found did mention Halfton Hill and Olden Orchard in town specifically. Yeah, the professor is mostly just like, listen, I got a bad feeling about this. Druids don't just do shit like that. Can you take a look around to make sure that it's okay, please?
Probably a good idea.
Like, you seem competent.
I mean, if there's one nutcase, there's probably more lurking around. 'Cause she seemed to
Yeah.
have very big plans.
Yes. If she planned to make half of that true, she did sound like she was going to. Oh. Now, so what his plan is he's going to send his little sideshow goons out, and they're going to gather some information. But you guys seem like you can handle that on your own. They're basically the fallback option. The downside is, if you want them to do it for you, you have to wait a day, and who knows what might happen in that day.
I mean, we can say we're not doing anything else,
Excellent.
are we?
Well,
Guys?
it would be a good idea to, get a leg up on the situation, take charge.
of
see-
course,
Yeah,
you would
one
know
last
all of the
stand,
sideshow Act 2. And honestly, I know what Paizo's trying to do, but this is a little silly. You got the fine Gideon Elbus, the bearded man, which is, I guess, men grow beards. Thank you. He gosh, he likes to do what I like to do, which is like pretend to have different accents and voices and act in certain ways. The professor tells a story, and then he immediately adopts the mannerisms and accents, so that you never know which of the stories is true, who he really is.
He can blend into
Yep.
society pretty well.
The specific description is that he claims that the bearded man is an exact double of a significant political figure who must conceal his identity and live on the run. A nice thrilling story. Then you have the tattooed woman who is slathered in tattoos. A good one of the most interesting ones being one of a rock that spreads across her back. In that case, you tell stories about those tattoos. And everyone's like, man, you're a walking painting, aren't you? Also hilarious are
Yeah.
Hesper and Matus. Gosh, that's a weird one. I mean, I know what it would be in Dutch, but again, my English is a bit worse. Identical twin sisters in their 30s. They're called the unjoined twins because despite the fact that that's the story at least they're going with, despite the fact that they were separated at birth, they all suffered events that mirrored each other. If one had a daughter that starved to death, another would have a son that overate and exploded. One married a man named Miller, the other married a man named Smith. One lives in a mill, one lives in a blacksmith, but it's the other way around. Ooh.
Well, hey, I just read a cool science thing.
That's a nifty show.
And the final one is, of course, Cubby, the dog-faced dog, who is an animal that was awakened by someone. And, gosh, the story is that he went all over the world. He has met many monarchs. He's essentially one of those young adult novel stories where he goes around the world and shakes hands with all the important people.
Nice.
Dined with heroes, villains, religious leaders, and monarchs. Cubby doesn't dispute anything. But he's also... Aw. He is also, however, a good boy, and he likes giving praise to other people, too. He knows the
Cubby can
power.
help.
Yeah, apparently he's one hell of an encouraging puppo, so if you ever need some encouraging words, Cubby will say not a mean thing to you.
I'd like the dog-faced dog to join us in our adventure.
I mean, technically he's going to be out and about for the day.
Yeah, they're also doing some scouting. Probably best if we have our group and they have theirs, and we, cover more ground.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, these guys are the backup option in case information fails you or something important needs to be told to you that you might have missed. They're
Yeah,
going to be nice and thorough while
basically
you take care of whatever you take care of.
Basically, you wasted a bunch of time. Here's the information.
or maybe it's like, you missed this one clue that's kind of important. Here you go.
Yeah, the fail safe.
It's always nice to have a failsafe. Point is, kids, it's time to go.
To the town.
Right as you begin to leave the town, you stumble across the mayor. You know he's the mayor because he got the fancy seat in the circus. What better way to know if you're talking to the mayor or not on how fancy the seating is that he gets? Oh gosh, his picture isn't in the NPC. Don't know why, but the NPC extraction seems to have partially failed.
No.
Yeah, so it don't look like... Okay, let me see if I can find it in my data folder, because I do have the extractions here. Like, the files are there, I just never applied them. Where are you? In case you need a reminder, by the way, this is what the professor looks like. No, wait, that's the wrong channel. Don't need him to see that. This is what the professor looks like, and this is what the mayor looks like. He, in fact, does take off his hat as he approaches you. His face is one of concern, and I want to use this word, so I need to make sure that it works. And consternation. That's a word of the day for you.
I
Darn
love
it.
consternation.
Consternation.
It's a good word.
4-syllable
is-
word.
The feeling of anxiety or dismay. Typically, it's something unexpected, which, to be fair, someone trying to kill some motherfuckers during a circus act is pretty unexpected if it's not part of the show. Anyway, he
Sometimes it might be part of the show.
approaches you with his hat clutched to his chest. Can we talk for a moment?
Of course, Mayor. I probably know your name, but
Mayor.
Jay Abbon. Well, Abberton.
J. Appleton.
Been mayor for the
course,
last 20
Mr.
years. Oh my goodness, I appreciate that the text refers to him as a bland human man in his 50s.
He is very bland looking.
He is very human.
Can't
He's
argue
the
that.
most human we've had so far.
Decidedly human male.
So we're good.
Don't you
But,
dare bring Gitters into this.
But yeah, what is it you'd like to talk to us about? We can find a place to chit chat.
I'm silently glaring at Bellinat, by the way.
Well, first I would like to mention that I very much enjoyed your show last night. But then, later, today in the morning, I happened to hear from, some people around town that apparently there was some sort of attack off in the background of this whole show that I hadn't been quite aware of. Like I saw the little hiccup with the snakes, but... Well...
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't want to interrupt the show and frighten everybody, so we kind of had to deal with some situations.
Clever showmanship. Now, as you can imagine, that of course hits me right in the heart, because I would hate for there to have been someone of one of our locals, be it from the Hermitage of Blessed Latin or from Abberton itself. Now that I happen to put that out there, I would like to... our town has been under the siege of sorts over the last few weeks.
what seems to be the issues? Is it, societal? Is it, invasive? Is it natural?
Well, over the last month it's gone quite terrible. Him and ours was attacked by a wild boar in the streets. Abberton's miller, Sir Hafton, and the family have gone completely missing. So the mill is all empty, and that ain't exactly great, but, I mean, no one blame them if they left town, but, well, they didn't leave in the kind of way that made sense, because normally they'd say goodbye and everything, or would see you leave, but, normally, as you might imagine, I would go to the sheriff about business like this, but, she hasn't been seen in a while.
Is that a good sign?
Yeah. Was she acting strange up until that point, or like?
No, she seemed
was
to be
something going on?
she seemed to be all good, and she just up and vanishes like the Haftons.
Like the Haftons?
He just mentioned Sarah Hafton, who apparently was the miller in town, and they vanished overnight.
Did a lot of people vanish overnight in this town?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
Sierra Hafton and her family. Like, also someone got attacked in the street by a wild boar.
Yeah, that seems, to track with what we were dealing with.
Now, I honestly strongly believe that no one in town would be capable of doing such a thing. Nah,
Surely not.
I wouldn't think the same of the people at the Hermitage. They believe in, that, what's it called, Gazra? That that nature god. I mean, not exactly but you imagine we could get along in a place like this. The master
Seems a
is,
quiet place.
not to mention that, who the master is? Harlock Hamdel. One fine fella. You can sit around the table and drink with him for hours and have a fine chat. He loves people, animal, nature, all of them. I couldn't imagine that him or someone that he happened to teach would do something like this. Now, that's not all, of course. Other than those attacks and the more obvious things that might be a bit suspicious, there's also been a little rain, dry fields. You might notice that the grass is a little yellower than it used to be. Or should be, at least. And then a cold snap. Whew. And now the heat's picking up again. It ain't. The weather's just strange. I mean, I heard of weather like this coming in Assyrian, but we're a little further north than that, and with all the sea, you think the climate be a bit different.
Yeah, it is weird that, weather would happen like this.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I would be glad to help your investigation, so if you want to, I can go and see Mr. Harlock and see if perhaps he can come on over for you to talk to him, so you don't have to make the whole walk yourself. Or I can just point you the right way if you prefer to do it in person.
We
I
were planning on having a word with them at some stage anyway.
It might be a good idea to go have a word with them a little quicker.
if they're in town, we can go meet them, or if you can point them our way, he can come over.
Yeah,
Whatever.
we were planning on talking around town, seeing the state of affairs today anyway.
Excellent. I'll go tell him to go to your big top, so he should be here by maybe you'll see him walk through town towards your house, or one of your friends can come and pick you up when it's time.
That would be fantastic.
Excellent. I gotta say, it's mighty kind of you to be so helpful to us in these dire times.
Well, we got
Uh.
to take care of our hosts.
Protagonist.
You understand, the hospitality warms my heart. Now, I'll be going because it's a bit of a walk over to the Hermitage, as you might imagine. We can walk on the way to Abberton, but after that I gotta go, the obvious way.
All right.
Well, and you're the mayor. I'm sure you have many important duties to do.
If you ever need just in case, I might as well tell you. The Hermitage is, what's going on? Oh, there's an email here somewhere. He tells you that if you want to go to the Hermitage yourself, you just follow the river for a while, and then you look around the cliffside. Can't miss it.
Would you like an escort to the Hermitage, or do you
No.
think it'll be okay?
He feels that it'll be fine.
Hmm.
He's honestly
And
more
in the
concerned.
freeze frame, the mayor did not know it would not be fine.
Just put my card back into my tarot deck. Okay. Then hopefully your endeavors are, safe and, nothing ill towards. And hopefully we'll find enough information to solve any issues you've been having.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed.
He takes a bow and puts his hat back on. And goes on his way with a good goodbye.
I'll give a little bow myself and, turn away.
Well, looks like we got a place to get going to.
And so you make the almost mile-long walk to town.
A mile.
Making your way to
Lots
town,
of 8 of those a day.
Making my way downtown.
unexpected things happen. You see buildings to your left, buildings to your right.
Ah, buildings.
Indeed.
They're evil.
Oh God, oh Christ.
The houses of Abberton follow the traditional style of Absalom. That is to say, the white-black beam stuff that they do in Germany. That very nice kind of house that's got that flair to it. The framing, the windows, the shutters. Ooh. Such finely made buildings. A small crowd has gathered outside the Golden Lodge Church, and as you make your way down, you can see quite a few people around, rumoring and chit chatting among themselves. Old ladies on benches as much as older men who are on their way to the fields, pulling around carts full of tools and whatever else they need to get things going. What do you want to do in town?
Well, from Nemia's diary, we have the hill and the orchard, and then apparently also the mill. Stuff has been happening there, and then someone was attacked by a bull somewhere.
A boar, a wild boar, on the
A boar.
streets.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, maybe we can figure out who was attacked by the boar.
Well, we could probably ask around.
Yeah. And,
Well, he told you who was attacked by the boar. It was Hemima,
Hemima.
a polite grandmother, if you had asked.
Ah,
Sounds like someone you could probably get along with, Alora.
I mean, there's some old ladies over there. Maybe you can ask them.
hello.
As you make your way
Uh,
closer to the old women, they're whispering. Did you see what happened over to the church this? Oh, hello there, darlings. What brings you here today?
Oh, a little shopping, a little, you know, getting to know the town. We're not from around here, and we're kind of helping the mayor. We've heard there was an incident with a boar, and we'd like to talk with a Miss Henema.
Oh
You
yes, old lady Emma. She was walking around near a good old Oldlands orchard, and then a boar came out. Yes, a big fat boar. What a naughty little thing it was. Managed to scare it off, but almost got her.
did it seem off aside from the wildness of the boar?
Oh, I wouldn't know, that you're gonna have to ask Emma myself.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Where would we be able to find her?
You're given some directions.
Okay. A nondescript location somewhere in town.
I mean, it doesn't really matter on the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But yes, they point you in the right direction. And
And
give
we
it,
can go there.
and one of them even comments on how they liked your show from last night. They imagined you came from there, right? Because you came out of that direction and everything. And I think they recognized one of you from the show.
Yeah, I was in it.
Yeah.
I didn't do very well, but I was in it.
But these old ladies don't seem to mind, or perhaps they don't remember, because they are like, oh, I told you. Making your way
Alright.
to little lady.
Pap, 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 pap.
It's a lovely, lovely little building. Quite a lovely little thing. As you approach it, you see a few ruffians walking down the street like they own the place. Everyone stepping aside briefly. And then as you approach the building, the old lady comes outside and starts wrestling with her building shutters, which appear to be rusty, judging by how it takes her a bit of effort to actually pull it free. As you observe her, you notice that she walks with a slight limp, as if she's taken a beating to her leg recently.
She did
are
take
you-
an arrow to the knee.
Otherwise, she is exactly what you'd imagine a kind old granny to look like, right down to the bun in her head, on her hair.
Yeah.
Big old knitting needle stuck through it as well. You know, the works.
I guess I'll kind of approach them and go, hello, ma'am?
Hello, dear.
Hi. We were, on behalf of the mayor, I guess, investigating some odd occurrences that happened in town lately, and apparently you were, attacked by a boar in the middle of town?
You watch the woman struggle with her shutters some more. before it finally snaps open.
Would you like a hand with those?
No, no, dear, it's already done. It's already done. What's that about a boar? I don't
Uh,
own a boar.
apparently you had a run-in with one in the middle of the town the other day.
Oh yes, it's just quite. Most boars don't live this close to town.
Yeah, hence why we were investigating. And thought maybe something out of the ordinary was happening.
Oh, I imagine there is. The boars don't attack people like that, especially not in town. I heard them all. What word did you use? Territorial, protective of their little ones. You know, just like I would be.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
Which makes it
Uh,
all the stranger because I imagine a boar wouldn't want to raise anything so close to a place full of strange creatures.
yeah, exactly. Did
Have
you did you notice anything odd about it when you encountered it?
Hmm. Well, hmm. There's something about it. It was very noisy about things. You know, normally when I imagine that when an animal attacks someone, it doesn't really, try to talk or be very verbose in what it's trying. But it really seemed like it had some personal beef with me. How it kept
Ah,
snorting and
beef.
grumbling and making gestures at me.
Gestures?
Well, shaking its
Boars
head,
can make
stomping its hooves
gestures.
in certain ways, like it particularly didn't like me, or well, anyone. Eventually, it got the attention of others until it was scared off.
Hmm, interesting.
Hmm.
does not seem very normal.
Wild animals usually don't have grudges.
Yeah.
Except Cape buffaloes. They can do
And
grudges.
and crows. But
And crows.
Yeah.
Don't be
And
mean to crows.
corvids in general, magpies and
But
stuff.
especially crows.
Yeah.
Crows. The
Hmm.
sparkliest of beat 'em ups.
So, yeah, that means someone probably got this happening.
Did you see where the boar went after you had a run in?
I think it was Odlin's Orchard. You know, the one where that everyone gets to use, really. Since, well, old Mr. Busk. I mean, he was a crotchety man, but
Hmm. So, anything you could tell us about this man?
um, the long and short of it is that he died 2 years ago from a chest infection.
Okay, so not relevant.
His orchard has been treated as a community resource since, which is, no one owns it, but people do keep care of it. And everyone can go and pick up an apple when they want to.
Oh yeah, community garden.
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Crashes the
Oh,
economy because communism is bad.
Yep. The ultimate crime.
The
Socialism.
mayor sends his sheriff there every day to make sure that the exact right amount of apples is picked.
if anyone walks out of there with 2 apples, it's straight to the guillotine.
Or it's like, I just want one apple, and he gets slammed in the knee. You gotta take 2 apples. That's how we're doing it today.
Everybody gets 2.
I like. I don't know. I just find it very funny to have this extremely brutal display of oppression, and it's like just because someone didn't want to take an extra apple. Like there was,
Someone didn't want to take advantage of the generosity.
you will take more.
he just kicks some dirt in his face. Like, you will take another apple, and you will like it. You
And
know what
will
Oliver
be
Twist
well
said? He said,
nourished.
"Can I have some more, please?" You shouldn't have to say that. Kick, kick. Anyway, the point is that's apparently where the signs are pointing.
Yeah, and Nemia mentioned the orchard as well, so there's probably something going on there. Uh, thank you for your help, ma'am. We'll definitely get to the bottom of this.
You notice, by the
Make
way,
sure.
that in the windowsill that you had such difficulty opening the shutters to is this nice little pie.
Oh boy.
Its smell reaches your nostrils.
It lifts you up by the nostrils.
Good luck
makes
to
you
you,
float towards it.
darlings.
Garlic like starts going towards it and have to hold him back, just like no, no.
Hopefully you can get that angry little boy to calm down a little bit.
Yeah,
I'll short out to calm down.
Handsome. Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
So, orchard
Go
next
the
step.
orchard.
Excellent.
Let's boogie.
The orchard is, well, it's a fucking orchard. What are you
Also,
expecting? It's a bunch of trees in a bunch of rows with a bunch of fences around it.
is there a map?
There is a map. Can't you see it?
And
Nope.
I gotta reload. Oh
It's
wait,
dark.
you can't see it either.
It shouldn't be
Okay.
dark. Oh, there's something weird going on then if you can't see anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if maybe reloading it from my end would help.
You don't own any token motivation in this scene.
I see. Some permissions may have changed then. I've had this happen in another game too. There you go. You now all own the party token, and you should be able to see now.
There you go.
Well, we.
Yeah.
Why does this happen so often?
Yeah.
I was in the internal foundry.
Might be. Might be. Point is, you go over to an orchard, which is about what you expect to see from an orchard.
Yeah.
There's the obvious
it's
signs
orchard.
of like people, dirt trails, the grass and everything, growing shrubbery. It's just a nice place to be.
I do like orchards. They are pleasant.
Yeah. So,
So let's start looking around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Start snooping.
The orchard has,
As usual.
you could call them crude irrigation built in, like a couple of large, what do they call it, streams
Ditches.
that have been ditches, yes, and they all line up to this big old dam crank thing that pulls up a wooden plank out of the water so that the water can flow in from time to time. It's quite interesting, but it's fallen into decay as you would imagine such a thing to do over time. Over all of them are like wooden logs of old trees, so that you can cross the gap without having to jump or get your feet wet. The second you cross the fencing to this place, you suddenly hear a distant snort, snort, snort.
Oh. Okay, fell.
And before too long, you are bespokely beset upon. Wait, what's this? Get rid of that. You don't have a buff. You are bespokely beset upon by several charging boars. We're going oink, 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 oink.
It's Peggy time.
In fact, it appears to be one adult and two, like, smaller ones. They might be children, might be babies. They're quite aggressive to be charging right at you with such vicious speed instead of trying to scare you off or something. Did that? What the hell's that cat doing? He's just rolling in on himself.
It's doing the commando rolls.
No. We're doing that. You got. There you go.
Getting King of the Swamped.
I love that the final part's like, okay, hit my work, I'm done. The really clever, like that Einstein guy, but more handsome. What the hell's opprobrium? And fount of the most wondrous beneficence. All the glory to him and his mace. Basher of toads, not frogs. But really, what are toads anyway? Where's frogs? Right, uglier too. First of his name, second of his other name. He who is without middle initial or mercy. The story of all those who would question his rightful ruler. Look at him, Askins. Eater of the vanquished, devourer of the indolent, guzzler of the non-committal. Oh, I just like guzzler.
Guzzler's a good word.
God dang that video game. Anyway, as I mentioned, this boar is trying to beat your ass. Or it's going to try to with the speed it's coming at you.
Well, we're gonna have to beat its butt
Well, I took
back.
a shot.
Oink, 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 oink. Ruby, you are first to respond to the circumstances.
Alright, Garlic, let's get in there.
You give your animal companion a command, letting it take 2 actions.
Well,
What?
if I'm mounted, then it counts as my movement. So,
Oh, that has the
Speed
mount
for-
benefit, I think.
yeah, it does. And then
Oh well.
2 actions. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I'm just gonna stab that guy.
Delightful. You immediately charge right in and hit the bar with a fantastic, man. If only charging was a thing, you would have got a crit. Like the charge point. But, ooh. What is that one that I just saw rolling past my face? What a handsome charge.
Yeah.
The large mama boar goes out. Although since it's a boar, it probably sounds more like a large set of flubbery bellows exhaling.
Snort.
Exactly. One of the little baby boars whizzes right into you. Full speed ahead. Oh, 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 a whole bunch of settings seem to have reset. Conk. At you, at Garlic, actually, since I don't think this thing has the capacity to hit that high. Snort, 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 snort.
It's like wee.
A bunch of angry boars are like scampering around you. Escape.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh.
Max damage.
It's all going for your big boy, by the way.
Max.
Yeah.
So one big hit, one big hit. This little baby boar tries to jump up high, tries to go for you, Ruby. Going for your legs.
Goodness gracious.
Not the legs.
Wow, it actually hits me.
Terrifying. I can't believe your legs take an ouchie. Little baby boars. Alora, it appears that the boars are trying to beat up your friend.
Oh no. Oh, it's my turn. Yeah. Then how close can I get? Because I think I have a 30 movement. I can 2 actions to run close. I guess that's here. It's 30, right?
Uh, Normal movement is 25, but if you have some sort of feat or something, yes, you could have 30. Or like ancestry stuff.
I think I have fleet. I think that's why I have 5. I don't know. For some reason, it said I had 30. So, move back 10.
Zoinks.
Trust
Be careful on that log.
me. Yeah. And what can I do for 1 action at range? Nothing.
Throw
I'll
a
just-
pebble.
Just a quick question.
Oh, wait.
Just a quick question.
Hmm?
Boars and what are they called?
Piggies.
Okay, are they pigs in the sense that you can make bacon out of them?
I believe
Yeah.
so, yes, because people would actually go hunting boars with giant ass spears.
Yeah, they probably have less like soft meat on them, like
Yeah, they're pretty
domestic pigs.
tough and stringy.
Yeah, it's like much gamier meat.
Gamey.
Yeah, you probably could. They're made of the same stuff.
Video gamey.
Yeah. These are video games.
You know what? Since I can't do anything with my 3rd action anyway, I'm just gonna move a little bit closer. Just a little.
Just a little bit. Fool you. Just a little bit.
There, that's my turn. Fool you.
Yep, measuring how far I can go on an action. We go here. I have this wonderful thing called a bow.
Wondrous invention.
Pretty
Oh,
useful.
wait, elves do
getting
have 30
short
feet by
distance.
default. But whatever.
Just a bow, papa.
So I'm going to take my bow.
Blah, 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 blah.
I'm going to take 2 shots, my other 2 actions, at the mama boar.
No. Ow.
Pew. Pew.
No.
Oh wait, I can hunt prey. I forgot about that ability.
Ruby. Your
I'm
poor
going
garlic is
to.
ouchies.
I'm gonna jump off garlic. Hang on. Let go, please. There you go. And jump over to the other side of that. And then use one. Oh, I'm gonna attack myself first. How much health does it have? Yeah, I'm gonna use the potency crystal to make this a stronger attack.
Zoinks.
So yeah, that would have +1, +2 because I'm flanking.
Marvelous.
So it's a crit with
An extra damage.
striking.
2 extra dice effectively because it doubles.
Yeah.
6. Well, you can roll for crits, you know.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, I forgot there is a critical button, isn't there?
Oi, oi, oi. Oh, you have a deadly. Oh, oh. The boar
Oof.
does not go down and out, as boars are ferocious little beasts.
Then I guess we'll use my second or my last action to have garlic attack it
Garlic.
with a chompy.
Missed by 2, then he
Oh.
hits. And the boar goes down.
And
The itty bitty boars, babies, are filled with and made of sadness now.
No.
They start running amok at Garlic's feeties.
oh no.
They manage to trip him onto the ground. Bok run into his legs together. And then they just start pounding him with their little tusks. Bang, bang. And then bang, bang. Alora, these naughty little babies are jumping up and down on the big one.
No. None of that. Shame. Let's hit the closest one with the moonbeam.
Jesus.
Moonbeam.
Sounds excessive on some level.
I mean, it's not too bad.
Pew pew.
Ba, ba,
Roll your
ba.
attack.
Moonbeam.
Wah, 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 wah.
Moonbeam.
Really? Only 2 damage.
It's dazzled.
Oh then. I'll take my last action to raise my shield. For shield block.
Safety first.
Keep your eyes safe.
Also, I am now cursed 1. So I am enfeebled.
Why did you curse yourself to fight some boars?
Because I wanted to hit it.
These are pigs.
Your turn.
Oh,
Yeah,
my turn.
yeah, it's Foodie's turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to hunt this nearby one. The one that's very narrow-minded, didn't accept Pride Month. And then,
The other one's just
no,
fighting.
it's hunted.
Vibing.
I can take those things and boom. And miss. I can take a second shot.
Archery.
Ew.
Baby boy, no.
Okay, Hunter's Precision.
Nice. It's still standing though. Ruby! They're jumping on your big boy!
Oh no. Well, I'm gonna use an action so that Garlic gets 2 so that he can stand up. And then probably just bite that dummy. Chomp.
Oh no. Baby boy. He too has ferocity!
Garlic is eating the big bacons.
Squeal!
And then I'm probably just gonna
Oink, oink,
move
oink, oink.
over and then just glaive it. Ah, dang it. Also, I'm targeting 2 things. That's all 3 of my actions.
Oink, 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 oink. I think. Yeah, this other one's gonna. Sees his little friend under attack. He goes, wah, wah. With a boar charge. Charge!
Bum,
Huh.
bum.
It goes for the
Okay.
head. It goes for
Oh.
a mega headbutt right to your tuchus.
That is actually a mega headbutt.
Conk.
You're carrying on those rolls from last game.
I'm fine.
And then it tries and fails to trip you. It slips up in the mud. Whoa! The other one is in a rampage. It's angry.
Angry baby.
Rampage.
It's wounded. It's dazzled. Doesn't know what it's doing anymore. It's just swinging wildly at the dark. Hitting nothing in the process. Alora.
I'll draw my mace. And I'll smack the piggy. Beat. No.
No. No.
Well, what would the critical failure be?
I think just for an attack, it's
Nothing.
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 Ah.
It's actually straightforward like that. You notice that the same is with with spell attack rolls, which is why people hate spell attacks. It's all double or nothing.
Ah, but don't we have the crit failure cards that we can optionally
Well,
take?
if you want to get a hero point, yes.
I'm not thirsting for hero points right now, so. Take my second attack.
Got him.
Yay.
Bap him.
However, he's got his reaction back, so roar. Another big gaping wound that most other creatures would succumb to forms on this creature, but it remains as aggressive as ever. Roar.
Also, how do I add my effect to me? Because it has an effect for minor curse.
What is the effect?
It's this one. Oh wait, it did not show. Do I just drag it on me? I think I'll just drag it on.
I don't know what you're talking about, Bella.
Yeah. Well, if I click the whole thing, it'll just take up a lot of text. So.
Okay, I'll just take a look. The Cosmos Mystery Benefit Curse. You're enfeebled one. -1 against grappling and shoving. Okay, cool. Well, I can apply
Yeah,
enfeebled one at least.
Okay.
Noodle arms for you. Your turn.
Noodle arms? I'm an archer.
I'm talking about the lady who has the noodle arms, not you.
Well, I'm gonna take a shot at my hunted boar, like this.
Ugh.
Baby boy, no. He has no reaction left.
And then I'm gonna use one action to hunt the other boar,
How mean.
and then I'm gonna shoot at it
Pew pew.
and miss.
Ruby!
So I like how that one boar is like, you cannot kill.
One action to get Garlic into the action.
Garlic!
There. And then he can attack. Wait. Nope.
Ugh, I love how the die was... I wonder how it handles the dice simulation anyway. Like, does it get a result first and then roll the dice, or does it simulate the die, but then it rolls it for realsies? I don't know.
Who knows?
Baby boy goes down to 1.
And last action. I think I can. Yeah, I can theoretically hit it with a Hail Mary. Haha! Doesn't matter. It's just gonna
Ferocity.
tank it. Yeah,
On its turn, it's gonna stand up.
which means I get to hit it.
No, bully!
Oh,
Well,
baby.
It's got its reaction back, so again, it has 2 big fat wounds on it. Wait, why is it stuck being flat-footed? Get that out of it. No, not that. Since you're so eager to hit it, it's gonna leave you with a few scars too. Whoopsh. Whoop. Maximum damage.
Oops, that hit Garlic.
No, those were both for you, Ruby.
Yeah, I was selecting
Just
Garlic.
yeah.
Elora, these small boars are wily boys.
Come here, baby.
Boar.
Alright, I'm enfeebled. My attacks are actually lesser. Blah, blah. Nope.
You couldn't hit the broadside of a boar.
I mean,
This
nah.
literally is. So.
Okay.
And that finishes the boar. With your noodle arms.
Okay, good. If you had failed that, I was gonna use my gravity weapon spell.
As the
It's just
boar
like explode.
falls mostly lifeless to the ground, you are left with the silence of the world around you.
Wow.
You notice a feature that sticks out in the corner of your eye. A bunch of feet sticking out from under the log.
Hey
Don't
guys,
mess that up.
do logs normally have feet?
I mean, like inside the muddy creek. Like there's some feet sticking out from under the log.
Huh.
If someone got crushed by this log, it's surprising that no one would clean it up by now.
Yeah.
Also, my footsteps are actually quieter now. A little bit. Not enough, but a little.
Taking a look under, you see some kind of... Well, it's a half-buried gnome, but even with his body half-buried in mud and leaves, there are a lot of large, like, tusk wounds on him, like those big, round ones. You know, tusks are fucking heavy, man. They're blunt implements.
Don't suppose we could, try and get it free from under there.
Well, the log's not on top of it. It's more like under the log in terms of space, instead of in
Oh,
terms
yeah.
of pinning.
Yeah, there's a little gap underneath.
Yeah. Peeling him out,
Well, get it out of there.
pretty much everything on him is like soaked in mud. The only thing that isn't like wet and soggy and squeaky is a scroll tube.
Any identifying features or just completely mud soaked?
You mean the scroll tube?
I mean the corpse.
It's nobody you know, at least. And also, without like cleaning their face off, there's too much mud, yes, to make out too much.
Yeah. Well, hey, Laura, you use magic, right? Gonna
Yeah.
take a look at this scroll case.
Oh, sure.
I know
I'm
magic.
Oh, do you?
Kinda.
Well, you both can have a look at it then.
You
Yeah,
pop the case
I'll-
open.
Also,
Yonderly.
I look human right now.
What did he say, Zach?
I look human right now.
Ah.
I do that sometimes.
In the case of scrolls, you find 2 objects. Riddle me these objects 3. An antidote most lesser. I need to. Okay, scroll spells are a bit different. Squall. And an unseasonable squall.
Wow.
Unseasonable squall creates a gust of wind. It's a 3rd level spell. Can send flying creatures knocked prone and down to the ground. It's one of those really radical spells. It's kind of like Earthbind, but meaner in a sense.
Creature is pushed 30 feet away from the center of the burst. It's knocked prone and takes 2d6. So if you really want to throw someone off a cliff.
If you are that kind of person. Yep.
Was there anything special about the boars? Like, could we give them a look?
Oh. Who here has any nature knowledge?
I do.
Yeah, I'm trained.
I also am trained.
Since Dizzy brought it up, maybe Dizzy could do the roll.
Well, I guess that between a lot of you having at least some understanding of nature, you can clonk your heads together. This boar looks like a normal, ordinary boar. It doesn't have any wounds that you didn't cause that would have caused it to be so aggressive. Nor does it appear to be, marked or bothered by anything. It's just a very angry boar.
Hmm.
Now, you would be, since nature also covers, like, druidic magics, it's possible some magic might have been involved, but you can't tell that from a corpse. Any charms and enchantment spells fizzle out after that. Since, there's no brain to stick to.
Well, given the fact that we dealt with a druid, it wouldn't be too surprising if they were, enraged by some kind of magic.
Also, while we're here, I'm a 3-action heal for Dizzy and Garlic.
Yeah, it's also entirely possible that the druid just talk to the animal and lie to it.
Did seem to have beef with that one lady.
It's not casting for some reason.
What
Or
are
at
you
least
trying to
it's
do?
not showing up. 3-action heal
Action heal.
at 2nd level.
Why ain't that just a
Or,
zoinks?
Dizzy and Garlic. Maybe if I just click on the actual just heal thing.
You have to
it says
click on the
cast.
button, yes, not on the cast. I know that cast looks like the obvious button to push, but it's the icon that you need to click.
It's really
Alright.
weird.
It's a stupid way to handle things, and I'm gonna wag on my finger at the people who made it.
Dizzy and Garlic get 10.
Also, I do love
Thank you.
the toggleable things like target as your hunted prey, so I don't have to remember that.
Yes, I really like
It's
those.
really nice. So helpful.
Helpful. Alrighty, tidy then. That appears to be what's going on at the orchard. As a quick
Found
look
dead
around, you will
birds.
find the boar's little nest, where there are some little babies sleeping.
Oh. But yeah, there was nothing wacky about the boars themselves. So, in a sense, just murdering them. It's not really murder when they're animals, but
Yeah, we should at least tell the people that there's little cave baby boars.
Hmm.
Maybe they could take care of them, or they could.
Guard boars for the orchard.
well, something for them to look out for.
It's been a while, but you decide to make your way back to town. Which, to be fair, is basically just hop the fence, you're there. Making your way back, people walking across the street, talking about all kinds of fun things that happen around town. Some talking about the rumors. Oh, you heard about the Halftons that just vanished out of nowhere. And Sonos like, they don't really care about that. I heard the mayor's up to something with that Hermitage business. I think he's in cahoots with the muggers.
The muggers?
Probably those punks we saw walking down the street.
Ah.
Ooh.
You know, kids who don't have school and mandatory education invented yet.
Someone at Paizo HQ, by the way, was super fucking proud of the muggers. Because they're called that because they hang out at the Mad Mug, not because they're muggers. Ha ha ha! I'm so smart! Welcome to Baby's
That
First
actually
Adventure
annoys
Town.
me so much.
Great.
You had a right to
Then again,
know.
on one end, I suppose if they actually were muggers, then they probably wouldn't be just wandering around town.
I mean, the sheriff supposedly vanished.
Yeah, but we should probably check out the mill.
The average person isn't
Yeah.
interested in a proper, like, life-to-death fight, so... A brawl? Sure. So you're gonna check out the mill? Cool. If you want to do any, like, treatment of your pets or anything and rum up with some herbs or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Be sure to take care of that.
Yeah.
Just gonna pat garlic a little. I think I have a healing potion.
The Halfton Mill is quite the fixture of town. After all, pretty much every town needs a mill of some sorts. Flour is a staple grain, as it's called. However, whereas a mill normally in most towns is usually quite lively, constantly spinning, making stuff, you see commotion outside of people grabbing bags, having things in and out, because you're not keeping all that grain in one room. This one appears to be quite quiet. The Halfton Mill eyes, at best, silent. It is also, by the way, not a windmill, it is a water-based mill. The text obscures it a bit, but there's like a water wheel sticking out.
Yeah.
But it's not
I can
moving.
kinda see it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, I was
the
expecting
whole,
to start hearing the Song of Storms.
everyone that lived here apparently vanished, so I wouldn't surprise it to be running.
Once you get close enough to the building that you're like at the front door-ish, you hear a lot of buzzing coming from inside.
Oh,
That's never a good sound. Unless you're a beekeeper.
okay. I'll try to get their attention by throwing a dancing light into a window.
You walk up to the window that's next to the front door, peek inside. I imagine you could totally conjure where you can see, yes, because it is light-based. I imagine the light doesn't have a physical stature outside of I make light. So yes, you manifest a light source inside the mill. I gotta say, there's a lot less read aloud text in this than I'm used to. Normally these things love telling me what to say. This is a mill room. That's what it is. What do you want? It has places where you keep your grain, places where you keep your flour, spare bags and barrels and everything else you need. There's a large, massive millstone. The millstone has started to grow some mild moss, which indicates that it's been a little bit. Or maybe it's just your light source exacerbating the effect. There's the second level of the house? Why is there no second floor then? Paizo, ho ho. Also,
Paizo,
once you shine the light inside, you do have the ability to tell that the millstone has been overtaken by a massive. That's the wrong. This is the. The millstone has been overtaken by a
dark
huge
vision.
swarm of bees, or wasps, or whatever they are.
Well,
As for
if
this
they're
room,
track-
if you were peeking in that, I assume, climbed up the little hill. Oh, that's yeah. Oh God, I forgot. There's like a cliffside. That's how it's built. That's what it means with the second level overlooks it.
That's weird.
I think it's nice. It's kind of cool to have like a two-story house built into a hillside like that. That's neat. Listen, I live in a country that's entirely flat. There's houses sometimes here that are built into dikes and stuff, and I'm like, man, how the hell does that work? Man, I miss the old house.
feel about
Yeah, I feel that about old houses where I used to live too.
I'll feel you for some reason.
It was this really weird house because it had this immense ground floor, and then it had a second. Like every floor was on alternating half heights because it was built into a dike, as I mentioned. It was a very funky
Was-
big house.
Was that the one your dad showed me the last time I was there?
Maybe it was a big one next to the water.
Yes, and like he was in a little small town that was like on the edge of the water.
Yeah, and the backside used to be nice. Someone just built a massive aluminium, like that wavy stuff, into a large cube instead of like, I don't know what the fuck they were
Maybe a
thinking. It looks awful
corrugated
now.
one? Seriously?
Cube.
It's cube now. Anyway, kids, inside, bees. The front door is locked.
Are they reacting to the lights at all? Or
I
no?
mean, as much as wasps normally react to light, so they're like bzz, 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 bzz at it.
Oh, so assholes. Okay.
You can already feel the stinging on your skin. Yes.
And I could feel the allergies in my soul.
Not looking forward to bees.
Well, maybe there's a way to avoid getting having to deal with them in the first place.
Yeah.
How
Maybe
could you
just
get
like
rid of a swarm of insects without having to swat every one of them? If only you knew like an apiarist.
If only it was something like smoke.
Taking a look around the house, Ruby, you see
Yeah.
a small garden.
Oh, cute.
It features, oh my goodness, it boasts an impressive collection of tomatoes and pumpkins, as well as some herbs and potatoes. It's
Aw.
surrounded by a low wooden fence that you, as an adult, can easily just hop on over.
For keeping out little animals.
You may also notice that there are several spider webs stuck between the plants in some places, which appear to be fairly recent.
Hmm.
There's also a large double door here.
Well, can probably grab like a handful of leaves and stuff, and then kind of create a little makeshift smoke thing from it.
You could
It's like-
definitely collect like some dead matter and create. You know what? You take some time, you gather some ingredients. You also notice that the double door doesn't seem to be locked. Like you push against it a little bit, and it seems to be open.
Yeah.
So you can definitely gather some plant matter, so some growing sticks, you know, the ones used for tomato plants and everything. They can replace those later, or some parts of the fence, because who cares? You're trying to save these people, or find them.
Yeah, we can't do that when there's bees everywhere.
This is a
Dr.
job for
B!
Dr. Bees.
Alright,
also
you have
I'm just
survival
gonna let
skill.
Sophie rummage through the tomatoes.
You have some survival skill, good. In that case, you know how to make this fire without, you know, smoking yourself. People do not appreciate how hard it is to actually maintain, and not get killed by your own fire. You quickly open the door, toss it all down, spark it all up. The wasps, which have the well-spoken adjective, just so you know, they are
Good to
well
know.
bespoken wasps.
It's a lot of
Oh
wasps.
my god, they are.
As the room fills with smoke ever so slowly, it takes some time and quite some wood, but eventually there's so much smoke in there that the wasps just flutter away in confusion. The swarm dissipates, as your cunning
Aha.
plan has allowed you to avoid having to deal with them.
Nailed it.
If I remember correctly, at least, insects become confused by smoke.
Yeah, I just kind of become a bit dazed and wander about.
Yeah, so there's still
Stop
some
them.
wasps behind, but they're basically high and like drugged up on the walls.
They're harmless at this point.
It takes some time for the smoke to dissipate, but during that time, you can take a look around the ground floor at least.
Slide on in then.
Garlic can wait outside. It's a good boy.
It's not a very big house now. Well, this sure is a mill. There doesn't seem to be too much going on right now.
I'm a
Now that you're actually inside, you can see the large wasp nest that's all the way in the top of the rafters.
Ugh.
Looks like a huge cancer that grew out of the wood.
That is what they look like, and I hate them.
Don't suppose I can get rid of it with my glaive. kind of reach up.
Maybe if you get on the higher level, you can poke at it.
Yeah,
Can
oh,
I?
don't really need
No.
to.
What do you want to do,
Yeah.
Alora?
I think daze is actually a mental thing, so now I cannot daze the the wasp.
You can
I was actually
you can
thinking
daze
that-
individual wasps as long as you like, but it'll get tiring quite fast.
Yeah,
I
one
was
at a
actually
time.
thinking about that too because I have days from my Kitsune heritage.
As you approach this top floor, you see two things that catch your eyes. Other than the fact that this is quite a lovely kitchen and dining area. Ah, it's so charming. Two things strike you. First, there is a pot of by now extremely cold soup on the furnace.
Oh no.
There's some plates set ready for dinner, and also there are some scorch marks on the walls,
Oh,
like magical scorch marks, not like I burnt the food and the wall.
okay. Here's the question: Did the wasp come before or after they left?
I mean,
I mean,
most people would not allow wasps to stay in the place that they're staying in
After is the
Yeah,
logical answer. Yes.
yeah, they've
because
been
they're
gone for
wasps.
a few weeks. I
Wasps
think
are
it's it.
picnic fuckers.
So
They're like yellow jackets, but I hate them more actually.
yeah, and they look pretty, settled in up there. I'd say they've been here for a little while.
I'm gonna wander over to this door here. Is
Zoinks!
it unlocked?
It's unlocked,
Just
and
gotta
you hear no particular noises coming from the other side.
just poking at the wasp nest.
Mm.
To get rid of it.
It's really hard to get leverage, but with a lot enough cutting, you'll eventually get that thing to plop down to the ground. In the meantime, you see a teenager's room, which means nothing in medieval times. It's just a fucking room. What do you want? Bands don't exist. Neither do band posters, buddy. Although actually, since I
It's
think,
that time.
I mean, I guess they could take circus posters and hang them up if they really wanted to. They're probably promotional posters, considering you can get advertisements. Point is, the room is decorated with various paintings. Other than being a bedroom, of fantastical beasts, including a hydra charging at a hero with a burning blade. There's a manticore flying through the sky, raining down its spikes across the ground. A centaur standing nobly among the trees, and a phoenix flying through a burning city, fighting a dragon. Her furnishings are all made out of. They're quite well made. Like normally you make do. These furnishings are very well made, polished, varnished, etc. And her clothing, which you can see in the closet and everything, all fine and dancy stuff. These Millers had some money.
Must have been pretty important to the town.
I mean, they seem to be the
Maybe
only
this
mill
is where
around.
the bread comes from.
Yeah. Like flour and stuff is pretty important.
Bread, the
Yeah.
staff of life.
Staple. Well, there's only one more door to check, and maybe there you can find an answer.
But there's nothing of any value or interest in this room, right? I can't
Unless
use,
you
like,
plan
my
to commit
training.
thievery and steal her fine clothing. Once you
Welcome to
confirm she's dead, you
School
can
for
take her
Three
stuff.
Kings.
click click.
We're circus folk. Stealing is a thing we do.
Alora, you open the door. You might be expecting a lot of things, but what you probably didn't expect is for there to just.
Whoa!
Don't know where you're up to, Alora, but stop that.
Oh,
Where are you going?
The bees.
I don't know.
You appeared
Oh.
literally at the center of the bees.
the Laura disappeared too. Oh no!
As you open the door, about a foot or so high layer of sand just falls onto your feet and into your shoes.
Oh. Oh.
Great.
This whole
Wow.
room looks like a small desert with how much dust and sand is. It's like a foot high.
The hell?
There's also a large armoire, which is a closet, that has fallen onto the ground. Inside, you hear a constant weak thudding. Excuse me, it's actually described as a huge pile of sand and grit.
Grit.
Alora,
Yes.
this is why I don't wear shoes first off. I'm in fox form again. I pointed my paws. They don't work. Second, I'm going to draw an arrow and point it at that chest, at the armoire. Can you lift that?
I don't know at the moment. I'm feeling a little wafy, but I could try.
I probably could.
Let's see. What would it take to lift this thing? Well, if the two.
I mean, They're not that heavy. I've lifted an antique
Oh,
armoire
Ruby
before.
has like an 11 in athletics, and they have like a 14 in strength. I'm not gonna make you roll this. You just heave that thing up.
Oh, hey, you also have an 11 athletics?
Yes.
Wait, I have an acrobatics.
Just lift
Yeah.
it up over my
Ruby,
shoulder. Why not?
Ruby, professional mover.
The best friend of every person.
I have a 10 in strength.
By the way, you
and I'm
you
like
only
people.
barely see the armoire sticking out of this pile of sand, which is
Oh,
steadily flowing outwards onto you feet. You heave it up, and the sand falls inward, of course.
So what do you want this?
A breezy
A
boy
brick?
appears.
oh,
A whirling
Oh.
mass, vaguely humanoid with wings, comes out from under the sand. It's yelling in all kinds of languages about just how angry it is about something. What language is this, though? Does anyone know Auran?
I haven't
Uh,
I
even
don't know
got
Oran.
languages
That
in.
would be a weird language to talk.
Well, if you
Nah.
know Auran or Aquatic or any of those adjacent languages, then you might have understood something. Oh, you know Geniekin? I imagine that's close enough since genies are like that. And Ifrit, sure. Ruby, you
Those are
catch some of the things he's saying because elemental languages are very close to each other. Though it takes you like a moment to really understand it. He seems to be yelling about some trick, fire, fire boys, something. He's very angry that he got tricked into the armoire or something. He yells something about growing place, farm, and then he just flies off through the window.
okay, bye bye.
All right.
That was certainly a thing that just happened.
Apparently, yeah, that was confusing.
He was in such a rush, in fact, that he dropped his scarf.
Oh,
Garf.
examine the scarf.
Oh, I was just gonna steal it.
And no one will ever know.
Also, did Garlic chomp at the Wendy boy or no? As he left.
Probably he was probably snoozing.
It's a dancing scarf.
Ooh. Dinner.
Oh, it's for dancing.
Interesting.
I don't
So what do you
like
want this
foxes
armoire?
don't dance.
Well, while we're here,
I could wear it. I like scarves.
I'm just gonna carry the armoire out, plonk it down. I mean, that little guy did mention a trap.
Maybe we're in the trap.
You also seem to fly off a particular direction. Like off to the north somewhere. But you don't know what's up there. Maybe you should ask around before you go anywhere too fast.
No, we charge in recklessly.
I wouldn't mind. So what do? It seems that you're done here. Which is to say there isn't many more places to look. And your adventure senses are tingling. That you're done here.
You could head north. Try to at least follow the wind.
So I think we should ask around and see what is up there.
Ah.
So we can be prepared.
Sure.
You leave the Hafton Mill, in the safe knowledge that you've taken care of this wasp problem at least.
We were also going to have qualified exterminators.
So was the meat the only thing that was in the armoire?
Yep. Like, taking a look, I mean, it's filled with clothes, as an armoire would be. But, like, that thing seemed to be the only thing in there. Angry as it was.
And it flew off to the north, you said?
Yes.
Hmm.
If you have some
You think we
survival skill, maybe you can triangulate its exact destination.
Yeah, do you think we should follow it?
Well, first I want to see what kind of stuff is up there. Get some intel.
Well, I can at least try to survival to see where it went.
I mean, I could try that too.
Yeah, let's both give it a crack.
That ain't gonna cut it.
I know beans.
Same number.
Well, these are quite lovely estimates. They're not really enough to have a good idea as to where it went.
I think I'll hero point and give it another go.
Zoinks, that's what you get. A zoinks for me.
You get one every time.
In this case, you know exactly where it went. Well, to put it like this, you know where it went, and if you went that direction, you probably figure out where it ended up. Because if it's going in such a hurry, it's probably nearby. People aren't going to run for hours. They walk for hours. They run because it's close. Ironically.
Yeah, man can walk much further than he can run.
Endurance hunters.
Do we know what's in that direction?
You don't. You're not natives. But there might be some farms up there, yes. That makes sense. Potentially, buildings like barns and
Beans.
stables.
Let us go.
You go north?
Yeah.
Delightful.
Hang on.
You
Definitely
decide
don't want 'em.
to head over north. Heading over north, you follow the road as far as you can. It seems you won't be needing any assistance to find where to go because the only real big farm building up there is a farmhouse. You head on over, knock on the door, and come to the quick conclusion that no one is home. Though to be fair, there was an ever-growing crowd outside the church in town, so maybe they're busy having a sermon. However, as you are slinking around this place, you do notice that there is a big barn building nearby. And you also see that little airboy that you were following. Because you followed him, you would actually see him leave. He flies on in. He's like, oh, he didn't like what he saw in there. And then he's like, nah, again. So whatever's inside that
Yeah.
barn made a little boy go spooked.
I'm gonna go up to the barn and look in.
Yeah, let's investigate.
Time to investigate. Welcome to the barn map, yo.
Saying, well,
Okay,
It's barn
since apparently
time.
we're going straight into this, you walk on over to the front door. As you walk over, the corner of your eye, you see a glimmer in the sand, the shrubbery. It appears to be a silver chain, and a hat, and some very bloody boots. And it's then that you suddenly feel a large vine slap near you. It's a plant who wants to ask you a question. He doesn't have an axe.
Just getting that out of the way immediately. There is no axe.
it was just a bad joke.
It's a bad
Listen.
joke that doesn't even make sense.
I love all these dice. Alora, luckily, your cosmic awareness has granted you insight that lets you react fast enough to avoid getting slapped first.
Oh no.
A large fly trap, living with many of its vines ready to eat you, is coming right for you.
So, just gonna back away a bit.
Probably an idea.
And I'm just gonna get that spiritual weapon out.
Abracadabra. I hate spiritual weapon. I don't know why it became a staple. It's so annoying. It's another token to worry about. Here, let's draw you a little 5-foot circle.
And I'll just be like, hey, bat,
Pep.
pep attack.
Pap attack.
That fly trap is trashy.
Ow!
Not as well spoken as those wasps.
Wah, 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 wah,
That'd be
wah,
my
wah,
turn.
wah, wah. That is a beautiful turn. Welcome to the Baby Claire shop.
Oh crap! I got a good start.
Wowie.
Oh, whoops. For you!
It is time for me to hunt,
Hunt that prey.
and then shoot the eyeballs.
Yeah, that's right in the eyeballs.
Not the eye.
Also, my spiritual weapon is actually a star knife. Because it does that.
Wow. It's like a little spinning star.
I might have a better one for that. Fire rays. That looks vaguely like it. Oh man, that's a good hitting.
That's damage.
It isn't a particularly resistant to your attacks. You do normal damage. Pew pew.
God, my face.
Ruby, this large thing looks like it's more than eager to gobble you up, even though you're on fire, which seemed like a good snack to me if I was a plant.
Yeah, that's one way to get heartburn. But I'm gonna start attacking on my own with my magma spike. Big pointy arm attack. No, it's a beans.
Be glad that your glaive doesn't bounce.
Then I'll have garlic move in. Over there.
Garlic.
Garlic. Where's the sheet? It's behind my other sheet. Garlic, get him. Garlic didn't get him.
Garlic.
Because I'm using my spike. I'm going to have my shield out and put that up.
Oh no. Well, I'll say that it doesn't have a reaction yet, but it does now have a turn for a snippety snap.
Oh no.
Let's see which one is. Ooh, I want to use one of its special moves. Well, since it's getting attacked from two sides, Hungry Flurry. So it goes for you.
Still hits.
It has big acid. It also, since it's doing that, it's going to use Swallow Whole. You are now inside of its drooling maw, but you quickly realize that's not drool. It's some sort of sticky goop. It's like glue.
Gross. Gross. It's not ideal for anyone involved.
It certainly isn't. Who wants to be in this condition?
Plant.
I mean,
I
the
know
plant's not really going to be happy about this either.
And then its second snappy snaps comes at the garlic. But garlic has slick moves. It's then that a bunch of a bunch of boys on the inside like whoop whoop whoop. Whoop whoop whoop.
What's that noise?
You hear some crackling fire, some rolling boulders on the inside of the house, but you're a little busy right now. Alora, Ruby is inside this leafy maw, getting ever so slowly digested, but you can see it, and that makes it even less pleasant.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable.
I mean, I think it's the most unpleasant for me in this moment.
So I'm gonna one action spiritual weapon. Get that clap.
That is a mighty slash.
Damage.
Sing!
Shit, I accidentally closed my sheet.
Max
Let me open
damage,
that back.
baby.
Yeah. Then I will take two actions to daze it.
This plant is mindless and therefore unaffected by mental-based weaponry.
Good to know.
For you,
I'll explain why it ate the fire one.
do something.
Okay,
Do
so I'm
something.
going to use my arcane focus for gravity weapon.
Hit him right in the stem.
So for the next minute, every one of my first strikes does an additional die of damage.
Ain't that just Squeaky
So?
clean.
Yes, a hit.
That was a terrible hit.
Well, you know, you're
But
just getting
I
warmed up.
also get 1d8 on top of that.
Nice. One more hit like that, and you
Again.
might finish the job.
Let's go. If I use a hero point beforehand, I get +8, right?
No, that's for Pathfinder 1E.
It's +4 if you use it beforehand. +2 afterwards.
Hero points. Natural 20, I didn't need it.
Well, there goes the other eye, I guess.
I rolled a 24 on a 20-sided die.
Unfortunately, plants mostly use capillary action to move their fluids around, so it doesn't gush plant fluid from its eyeballs. It just kind of drools out. Give me that sexy damage. Ooh, that's a lot. Double that gravity weapon die, baby. Also, that doesn't include your... Oh, no, that's a second attack, so... Well, you finish the job. You're going to have to spend some actions to fish your friend out. Because you don't automatically get released. Although, since you know it's just
I
two
like to imagine
leaves,
she just
I'd say that it's just two turns of swinging a big weapon around and you'll get out of there, Ruby. So I assume you spend your turn just getting out of that gross place. Ugh. Yuck. The door gets kicked in. Da 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 da. It's a fire boy, and next to him, a rock boy.
Oh no.
You might think otherwise, but
They
the
come
rock
out,
boy
they see the
also has
plant.
wings.
They come out, they see the plant, they turn and leave.
How big is their breath weapon? I think it's only like 15 feet. Ah, gosh darn it. Well, that's the wrong one. Sorry. A 15-foot cone of fire it is. The two of them unleash their breath weapons. Swoosh. And from that guy also a swoosh. Ruby, watch out! I need 2 saves from you. Reflex twice.
Reflex twice. Bing.
That's a failure.
Bang.
And that's a success. So you take 4 and 6. 6 fire, 4 bludgeoning.
Okay. Well, I resist fire, so that's only 4.
Nice.
And then... How much was it? 6? 9?
9 half.
9.
So that's 4.
Okay. What the hell, man? Rude?
Bella, it's your turn. Alora, what do you do?
I see people coming and I see Ruby hurting, so I'm just gonna. Oh, can't do. I'll do 2 action. Heal for Ruby. Shit, hit the wrong button again. There you go. And so it's gonna be this plus 8. Oh, so 10.
10 hit
health
points
for Ruby.
is very nice.
Then
Thank you.
for my last action, I'm gonna move the weapon over here to strike at the fire.
I imagine that's about as fun to see as like someone was hiding around the corner to SWAT attack you.
Yeah.
No, my face!
I
Nice
forgot
shot.
to target the dang fire boy, but yeah. Here's your damage.
His armor class is
He's
17.
lawful.
Ah, but he isn't all that sturdy because you already take him down to 4. Starting critical hit points. Fuyo, there's more boys.
Okay, I'm gonna hunt that Earth Boy.
Beware.
Since, the Fire Boy took a lot of damage and we have a fire person, they'll take care of that.
We're eating dirt tonight.
And gravity
fuck,
weapon
boys.
plus hunted.
Hits exactly, apparently. Wow. Slam. Knocking those rocks off.
I don't know why that was me rolling.
I don't know why it's been saying,
That's weird.
Did I click on it at some point? Here, let's try this for my last attack. See if it rolls for me.
Yeah, there it is.
That's better.
Ruby! The fight's not over yet.
Yeah. I'm just gonna step in, and then just, I guess, target the Earth Boy. Give him the old stabbing.
And
Still
he's gonna
target
feel that one in the
idiot.
morning. I don't think he will. He poofs out of existence, as summoned creatures are wont to do.
Interesting. I'll bat the other guy.
Well,
Nope.
fighters are usually great at those. Not today. This guy puts up his little fist. It's like, oh, you wanna fight about it? He's gonna throw you off with a feint. It's against your. I think is it perception? It doesn't matter. He makes it anyway. He gets you on the flat-footed with his little fist, which does a crit. He does a critical fist.
Oh
Wait,
no.
is he doing this too?
No, if it's flat-footed, it'll be
Ruby.
19.
Well,
So,
normal.
Yeah.
Well, he still has his mighty fists.
I resist 2 of that, so it's only 4.
Bella, the two boys come around the corner, and they unleash a torrent of rocks and fire.
The goons!
This don't suck.
All while they're doing this, they're saying things in what language is it again? In like Igning and Earth, and all Ruby gets is a bunch of really weird slang. Anyway, Bella, make me those rolls, or you'll take 14 damage.
Reflex. Reflex.
You catch on fire.
Ah!
That's not good.
Yeah, probably not a good time.
So I take the full fire damage. I assume.
Yes, and half the other one.
Alright.
It's your turn, Laura. What do you do?
There you go. Weapon. Go for the rock.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Pop, rock, and roll.
Let me target the rock. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit it with a hit.
Critical.
Critical Bella.
And one
Not
more
a
D8.
critical.
But it doesn't give me the option to roll crits for weapon. Yeah, so here's one more D8.
Well, that Earth Elemental's gonna feel that one in the morning.
Everyone's
Then-
feeling all the things in the morning.
And then bail.
Wah. It rolls some fire damage for you. And the recovery check says no, you're still on fire. Woo!
No.
For you. Some arrows are needed. Your friends are in danger.
Yeah,
Fire
indeed.
gets spit, rocks are spit, fists are thrown.
I guess I'm gonna go and hunt this Truth Mephit,
Oof.
since there's a new one. And I'm gonna wreck his shit. No, I repeat, I'm going to wreck his shit. Okay. Off to a bad start.
Verily. Ruby. Their
Yeah,
morale appears to be sinking into their shoes. Maybe with a couple more, they'll get 'em off.
Okay, I'm gonna just start attacking this idiot.
You raise your glaive and let it sing.
I'm still magma spiking. I don't want to take the turn to get the glaive out.
I like that you only need to do 6. Roll 6 and up to hit.
Yeah,
Fighters, man.
still can't do it though. Can do
Clock.
that.
Kapoof. That was mostly your spike doing the damage, not even the piercing. Ooh.
Then I'm gonna have garlic run in. last
Garlic,
action.
garlic.
Garlic, and then Garlic
Yeah.
can intimidate the Mephit, the
Oh,
fire
no.
one.
The fire mephit, he's the only one who's got any gusto left here. He fails that. The fight's over. The mephits are out of here. They're like, oh no, these boys are too tough for us, Nuggets.
This ain't worth it, yo.
Now that the fights have started to settle down a bit, you hear some sounds of people wiggling.
Wiggly?
Wigglers.
We got wigglers in here.
The barn's interior. It's a large, dark barn with rows of animal stalls along the west wall, 3 cubicles for hay and food in the east. There's a table and chair chucked into the northwest corner. The walls are covered in hooks and shelves. It is a barn, period. There's also an upper area, a loft, one might call it.
Do we vaguely know where the wiggling is coming from?
This one, the middle of the 3 cubbies.
I'm gonna shield up, just kind of kick the door down.
You see in
Also,
front of
course
you.
we can follow the sound. Have you seen my ears?
Sorry, I'll warn you next time.
You see 3 people. I think it's it's 1 dude, one lady, and 1 little girl.
They
Teen
look
girl.
very similar.
Listen,
It's family resemblance.
if I'm not given the tools to make individual tokens, I'm not gonna. Actually, I have a bunch of adventure and random shit tokens I could be using for this, but that's work.
Eh.
A lot of work. Surprising amount of work
They're
for what it's worth. Point is, there are some people tied up with gagged and all. Their hands hang from the
Let's
walls.
undo the gagging.
Yeah, this seems like a, people who are not the culprit.
I want to point something out that gets me about this text. So, you can cut the rope, or you can untie them with a successful DC 21 dexterity check?
What?
That is a hell of a knot.
1, that
What?
is indeed one hell of a lot. 2, Pathfinder doesn't do raw ability score checks.
Yeah, also,
what?
why dexterity?
That's not a thing that they do here.
Yeah, also, DC 21, considering where your modifiers go, that is indeed one fucking knot. That is a Gordian knot you're dealing with at that point.
Yeah,
I'm
Right.
expecting you to
An
Alexander
ordinary
to
person couldn't do that.
yeah.
Like at the least, it should be survival.
Yeah. Or acrobatics, I don't know. Gotta be fancy finger work. Point is, you managed to free them.
Or even thievery.
I don't know why it's even a check. Like, you just untie the rope, bam. There's, like, I don't know what you're doing that you're fighting the methods while you're trying to free these people, like how shitty of a party you are, but hey.
Hey,
Anyway.
we have to untie from the ultimate knot master of all knots.
Anyway, these people look like they've been here for a while, and they haven't had food and drink since.
I'm offering them water because I have water on me.
Yeah, we probably have some water and rations we could split with them.
They introduce
At least you
themselves.
have
You're
water.
talking to Ciara, Rickert, and Ima. Ima being the young one, and Ciara and Rickert being the parents. The best they can tell you is that the last time they saw their captor was like the day before yesterday. Like about the day before your show started.
Who's the captor?
Yeah, do you have a description?
She had this big boar hat, this rat hat. Boar? It was this big animal hat.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They've already been
Big
dealt
touch.
with. It's okay.
I showed them the rat hood. Is it this one?
Why are you still holding that?
Why do you have that with you?
It's filthy.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of like it.
They'll confirm that it's
Yeah,
indeed
but
that
why are
hat.
you
Yes,
carrying
thank you.
it? Takes a
Apparently,
lot of space.
Nemia did that villain monologuing thing.
She
I-
seemed
it-
very fond of that.
It's just a hood.
Yeah, it's not like it's raw rat meat. It's been treated and all. It's,
Yeah, but it probably stinks. It belonged to a druid.
just give it a wash.
It's okay. Your captor is
First
Taken care
off, Nemia is from the Hermitage of Blessed Lightning. More importantly, she apparently at times would go into furious outbursts blaming the people of Aberton for the whole array of environmental calamities. The dry rains, the cold spells, the heat waves, wells going dry. Apparently, there's even been a decline in animal birth rates. And imagine being a captor and you have to listen to that. Apparently Nemia, like, she talked to animals. She talked to elementals. Especially rats really seem to like her. Now that you think of
You
it, it makes a
notice.
lot more sense that she would send like rats to follow people than her following every one of your own circus mates individually.
Yeah, makes sense.
Sorry, it's been actually all that info on us.
Let's see. As best the Hawthorns, Haftons. Oh, it's Hafton, not Hawthorne. Listen, Scott. No, it's Cawthorn. God damn it, my brain's all messed up. Listen, I think Hawthorne is a word, but apparently she was
Also,
going to.
It's a
I
different
assume
plant.
She wanted to terrorize Aberton so persistently that everyone would leave. When she heard about the arrival of the circus, she was like, "Man, if I just get everyone to the circus fucked up, everyone's gonna leave just like that." Now, here's something interesting. Apparently, two people came by. Two friends from the Hermitage of Blessed Lightning with strange, loose skin. And some worms came out of their mouths, and then they went into the southern cow stall where they heard the Lindell brothers scream, and then the Lindells left a little later.
Uh-oh.
They were talking about
That's
something with the church. They're not too sure.
should probably see what's in there. Probably see what's in there.
You are confronted by the sight of two piles of skin.
Oh,
Great.
They are middle-aged human males in gray robes with the color of a storm cloud. Why don't you just call them color of the, with wooden religious symbols of Gazra? Anyone know any good with religion?
I've got decent religion, and then I'm an expert in it.
Are you an
so I'm
expert
pretty
in
sure
it?
that's your job then.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm not even going to make you roll. You can tell that the symbols have been. There's some jagged runes on them. And you might say, oh, well, that's just how they make Gosra. No, those are demonic runes, as in capital D, abyssal demons runes.
Oh, these are demon runes.
Put onto. You're pretty sure Gosra isn't chill with demons, though. There's also two
Yeah,
bloody
they're
tridents on the wall. I don't know why they're tridents. You could just make them like. Whatever. Spears or pitchforks. But, yes. There's a lot of funny things going on.
Yeah, that ain't. Yeah, I think there's some serious shit going on.
Oh, by the way, when we were talking to the mayor, I drew a card, you know, while talking to him, and it was one of caution. So, yeah, I don't think he's safe at the Hermitage.
Yeah. Who do you? What were the name of the people that were apparently in here and met with the
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 Lindells.
the people who
Lindals?
were down there held captive initially were the Lindell brothers, and they left for the nearby church.
We should probably get to the church first.
Yes.
Whatever the process was that made one pile of skin into the other was apparently very painful because it involved horrible screaming.
Yeah.
We can tell that by looking at the pile of skin. That's terrifying.
Yeah. Things should not usually leave huge piles of skin covered in demon runes.
Well, the skin isn't covered in demon runes. The symbols of gods are.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The skin is just a.
Though,
If you really wanted to, you could make them into skin suits, but that's hella gross.
Yeah, don't.
Also, I'm pretty
I've
sure it's
roughly
highly disrespectful to
limited,
take some local townie skin and make it into a suit, but you have to check that out with the local
usually
Aberdeen
bad
scene.
manners.
By the way, Alora, how greedy are
Yeah.
you as a person?
Greedy. I mean, I kind of go with the flow. If something's like interesting and there's
Financially oriented.
yeah,
Then you would remember that you saw a silver chain outside in the bushes. With the
Yeah.
hat and the boots.
yeah, I was gonna check that out.
The Haftons go outside. And they see you pick up the hat and the boots to make sure that you find all. The silver chain is worth like 15 gold pieces. You're pretty sure. It's a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
silver. It's a pretty nice little chain. There's also something called a savior spike among them. Which is to say, I don't know what it is and I have to find it. It's probably one of those many talismans that I don't use all that. Yeah, it's one of those talismans that I don't use all that often. Here you go, savior spike.
Let me
Fetch
see what that
a
is.
chess piece. Oh, that's something.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like you're going to be standing on a cliffside and falling to your doom.
Yeah.
Don't get schmiegled.
I don't have arbor chess piece, but I mean, I think Ruby does, and few you.
Yeah.
The Haftons seem to recognize the hat and boots, and they're shocked.
These belong to
Okay.
someone you know?
The sheriff.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
That's
but
We
my
did hear.
new sheriff.
Yeah, we did hear the sheriff had gone missing.
They were strongly convinced that it might have been the what's it called, the muggers. Being the local crooks in town, but it seems like things are going a little bit.
Yeah, this seems a little more interconnected. But right now, there's probably some flesh beasts at a church that we need to deal with.
yeah.
I appreciate that it's called the Golden Laws Church. Let's see
But
what
before we go to the church, you
it's
might
gonna.
want to call it. Cause
Yes,
it's
I was
this
going to say.
name.
I was gonna call it, you dummy.
Too
Oh,
bad. I think you should call it.
In fact, you're gonna get a little history lesson first before we go on.
Wow.
Apparently,
Yeah.
this place is called Aberton not because the mayor is called Aber, but because it used to be called Aberdar Town, because it's the Church of Aberdar. Who else would call their church Golden Laws? I hate it. Thanks, Aberdar. Get out of here. Oh, it's properly called the House of Golden Laws. Everyone just calls it Golden Laws. Huh. I like this. This feels like it actually makes fucking sense. Although I can't imagine a
Instead
place
of
being
just
called Aberdar Town. Welcome to Godtown, USA.
God's own Godtown.
Who needs a church to be the house of God when he can have an whole town to himself?
Also,
No.
are we by the ocean?
You're currently on an island surrounded by ocean, yes?
Oh, okay, then yeah, it makes sense. Gosra would be worshipped here. I was wondering. I thought we were inland for some reason.
Actually, let me pull up a map and see if because I don't know how close you actually are to the ocean, but you're on an island that's how let me just pull up that fucking map. Just imagine the sound of me like unfolding this massive folio map. Let's see how
And
big
also
is.
the tridents are there because that's Gosra's favorite weapon, so they're probably ornate.
Let's see. This is an island like less than a. Uh, I mean, I think the island that is widest is like 100 miles across. Pathfinder Galarian interactive map. That one's really good.
It's like a map, but interactive.
Whoops. Oh, I don't mean to zoom in that much. But it's my scroll wheel, you see. It's fucking garbage. Actually, this island's like 50 kilometers across, ish, or 60. It's not that
Huh.
big. So you're like, you can walk to the ocean any day of the week if you have a road.
Yeah.
At least I think you're on that. I keep, don't know why. I'm pretty sure you're on that island because at some point it mentions like the what's it called? The Aeon Tower, and there's only one on all of the island Aaron. Let me just look that up. I don't like this. Normally it has like a gazetteer. Let's see. The Aaron Tower. Aaron is dying. Their circus will venture across the island of the adventure path. Yes, you are. The Hermitage at least is on the northeast corner of the Isle of Arran. So yes, you're probably close to the ocean.
Yeah.
In early Isle of Arran. Cool. Just got that all straight. It's important to do your homework sometimes. Next time, you guys are probably gonna level up because you're very close to finishing up this chapter.
Yay.
However, there's just enough that I think I'm gonna delay that for now.
I put my notes
Because
in the notes channel.
when you guys get back
Yay.
to town, it turns out the church isn't your only problem. there's some familiar faces from the circus, but not your
Oh.
current circus, the other one.
Oh no. Oh no.
And one of them is a guy who I'm going to tell you his name just because, my goodness, it's Jellicoe Bounce Bounce the Clown.
Oh my God, that name.
I fucking love him.
He also is the only one with a picture, other than the circus lady you saw on the other side. You know, the one with the.
Is it too late to change circuses?
You've got Daring Danica, the lion tamer, with Leandrus her lion. And you also got Victor Volcano, the fire spitter. He has a fire baton with which he will clunk you. Clonk.
Oh no.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna
I
pull up.
need to get going. to bed.
No!
It's
You
been a
must
long
see
day.
Jellicoe Bounce Bounce before you go to bed.
Okay, I'll see
It's
Jellicoe
vital.
Bounce Bounce.
Get a load of this
Oh
guy!
my God.
Holy shit.
See, this is why people are afraid of clowns.
Oh my god. Why does he
Oh.
look like this?
Why does he have a bag of blood?
I'm gonna check his inventory, but I
It's
don't think.
Wolverine.
I think it's. I think the best I can figure is that it's like the grease paint for his face, but man!
The more you fucking look at it, the better the design is. Holy shit.
He has skulls on
The
his.
tiny skulls. Jesus
I'm a
Christ.
clown! I'm funny!
Okay, no, I'm not.
Why does he have meat
transferring to that.
hooks?
Yeah, I've changed my mind. Some fucking post-apocalypse nightmare clown shit. Fallout 5, this time there's a circus.
I love him. I wish they gave art to Victor too. Because we got Danica, just not.
And Danica looked normal from the art we saw.
Oh, well, she's not a clown.
What the
Yeah.
hell is that?
I'm gonna go.
Good night. Tuck you in.
Go to
Good
bed.
night.
Titanic.
That does remind me, I just finished playing Wasteland 3 the other day, and there's a whole like band of enemies that are just evil clowns in the future Wasteland. I put that in the wrong channel, but they're they're fucking great.
Awesome. Oh my fucking god, the clown Jesus!
Yeah, they're so good.
Praise be to clown Jesus. Good night, Bella.
Good night.
Go sleepy.